guys, happy weekend and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be going over my trades for the week. And for the I took three trades this week. I think I took three trades this week, and we have GBP USD, a buy on GBP USD, and I had a buy on BTC USD, and I had a sell on USD JPY. Those are the three setups. So I'll be going over the setups, what went wrong, and how I can improve. For the first setup, which is a buy on GBP USD, the buy on GBP USD was very simple concept. That was a breaker. There was a lot of breakers here, a lot of breakers here. I don't know if you guys actually see my cursor. So there's breaker here, there's a breaker here, and there is a breaker here. These are all breakers in lower time frame. I was waiting for price to tap into this first breaker. I expected this to be the breaker that will form the liquidity for this one to hold. That's what I was expecting from the market. But price gave inducement before the first breaker. This right here, price gave inducement. I've noticed it very much. First of all, you have two breakers like this, and price goes up. The first thing price used to do is use the first breaker, form liquidity for a second breaker to hold. In the case that in cases that let me draw it again. In special cases, sorry about that. In special cases where in special cases where the liquidity inducement doesn't tap the first breaker, it forms above it. Price will likely use the second breaker, which use the first breaker, tap into it and buy. That's that's the concept, like from experience and every other thing. That's actually what happened. So this was the inducement. This was the inducement I found before the first breaker. And because of this, I had to take my buy from the first breaker. I was targeting a 1 to 5, and a 1 to 5 is actually right here. And price actually gave like a 1 to 4 RR, a 1 to 4 before reversing to my SL. It was very painful, but on to the next. I think this this was another setup, like a confirmation entry. This is a confirmation entry for this, for buys this stemming from here, and it triggered around 5 a.m. I started trading by 8 a.m. So it wasn't. I was looking at the market, but I don't trade within that time. I trade from 5 a.m. to from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I didn't take this at all. But I've been a nice re-entry, but I didn't take it. So that was all for GPUSD for the week. My second trade, as I said, was in USD JPY. I had a sell from here. Been holding for a very long time. Sorry about that. Been holding this sell for the longest time, and the truth is that most of my losses recently have been through breakout blocks. I'm just thinking of finding a better way to trade breakout blocks or leaving breakout blocks all at the same time. So if you remember, like last 2 weeks or last week, I had this setup and price tapped into the liquidity and fell down. I was still holding this setup again, and this week price came back up, tapped into this QMR right here. This, will I say QMR, or will I say, or a protected high? This is a protected high because of it swept, and it's tapping for a POI that price normally drops from. You can see it's order flow. I saw this thing, but I still wanted to take myself from right here, and I was targeting a sell from here and a sell from here just in case. But this myself from here hit SL, and it was a very bad setup because according to my Fibonacci rule that almost everybody uses, I was selling at a discount area. I was selling inside the discount zone, which was very bad. As you can see that this setup, The protected high was outside the discount area, was inside the premium zone, and you can see price tap into it and selling off. My direction for UJ changed last week and last 2 weeks. So, but there is a support zone right here. There is support right here. I was thinking that price will come and tap it before pushing up again, because I have the support zone as a directional bias from the 1 week time frame using top down analysis. Top analysis is from that police. I actually studied that police courses. So this is top down analysis, and this support areas. I thought that support area would tap into itself again, but before price thought about tap into it, price give a QMR, and I didn't pay much attention to it. I didn't pay more attention to the QMR, and in fact, I didn't actually take any other trade. Well, so the QMR was holding. I didn't take the QMR. I don't think I would have taken it because it also triggered outside my trading zone. So I would have taken, but this was a nice QMR, probably to continue the buy to the upside. VG might not be selling anytime soon because of this. So overall, let's say UJ is bullish. It's a nice QMR. I don't know if I need to market out the sweep, the break of structure, then a structural liquidity, broke structure, moved up, came back and tapped into the zone, and started rejecting. But I didn't take this trade, so no need to go into much details. My next trade was BTC. BTC was a classic QMR setup. We had the sweep, we had the break of structure, we had another break of structure, then price came, tap into it, or targeting the high. Price came, tap into it, and while price was tap into it, before price reached the entry, price gave a sell, setup. I was hoping that if price taps into it and reacts positively as I'm moving, the sell setup won't hold. But price tapped the buy, pushed up a little, tapped the sell, and took me out in loss. You can Someone can see that GPTC was actually selling and I was buying or something like that. So kind of makes sense. Yeah, we can say the first sell started pushing from this breaker right here. The first sell started pushing for this breaker right here. With the reactions I was getting, I really thought that the sell reaction was just might not pull back and price might continue moving upwards. I took the camera and I lost the trade. With price is still pushing upward weirdly. I think that's actually the last trade. That's the last trade. That's the only trade I took. I didn't take any other setup. Hopefully next week I'll have better results. If not, still see you next week. Still see you next week. I'll be making another video. You know, which is a BTC setup. I sent it to the group, and my group is not actually a our group. It's where I journal my trades. So everybody there just seem to see me grow and every other thing. Hope I do better. The losses sometimes just gets to me, but I just hope I can do better. I'm I'm also trying to give myself a little challenge. This challenge right here. I bought an account of 5K and I'm trying to trade. I'll be trading 1 to 5 minutes time frame only on that account. That is just a side challenge, but I'll be taking my normal other block entries and everything on higher time frame. On that account, I'll trading lower time frame on that account. It's just an experiment to see if better results will show from it, because so many people are posting TPs, and of course it's the same concept you use, but they are trading lower time frame just to check if I were in their shoes will actually do better or whatsoever. But I'll see through I trade this setup. I didn't take it again. I just I just left everything because, and I didn't trade on Friday. Friday was NFP. I didn't take any trade. See you next week.